If Yellowstone were a symphony, its geyser basins would be the instruments through which the earth herself performs, hissing, rumbling, and bursting into steam. And among all those thermal wonders, two stand out like verses of the same poem: the Lower Geyser Basin and the Midway Geyser Basin. As you drive south from Madison Junction, the land begins to change. The air smells faintly of sulfur, sharp but strangely alive, and the earth exhales in plumes of steam. This is the Lower Geyser Basin, the largest of Yellowstone's thermal areas, covering over 11 square miles of constantly shifting, restless ground. Here the planet seems to be experimenting. Geysers, mud pots, fumaroles, and hot springs all sharing the same stage. The most famous act, Fountain Paint Pot, a bubbling cauldron of clay and color. The reds, pinks, and yellows that swirl within it come from iron oxides, minerals painted by heat and water like nature's own palette. Each bubble that bursts releases not just steam but stories, tales of magma simmering miles below, turning groundwater into art. Just steps away, Excelsior Geyser lives up to its name, meaning water clock, erupting so frequently it feels almost alive. Nearby, Great Fountain Geyser, one of the park's giants, can shoot boiling water over 200 feet high, framed by terraces of glistening white sinter. When it erupts at sunset, the scene turns otherworldly. Gold light refracted through curtains of steam. You don't just see it, you feel it vibrating in your chest. Yet the lower basin isn't all spectacle, it's diversity. A few miles south lies a smaller but far more famous realm, the Midway Geyser Basin. It's often called Hell's Half-Acre, though it feels more like the doorstep to creation itself. Here lies the Grand Prismatic Spring, Yellowstone's crown jewel and one of the largest hot springs on Earth, wider than a football field, deeper than a 10-story building, and more vividly colored than any painter could imagine. Seen from above, its colors radiate like the iris of a colossal eye. Fiery orange and red rings on the edges, fading into bands of yellow and green, before surrendering to an impossible blue at its core. Those colors aren't paint, they're life. Each ring is made by microscopic thermophiles, heat-loving bacteria that thrive where nothing else can survive. The orange outer rim hosts species that love cooler temperatures, while the center, at nearly 160 degrees or 70 degrees C, is so hot it's nearly sterile, leaving pure blue, the color of clarity and depth. As steam rises, it bends the sunlight, and for a fleeting moment, you feel like you're looking at both the beginning and the end of the world. Nearby, the Excelsior Geyser Crater, once the largest active geyser on Earth, now bubbles as a massive turquoise pool, discharging over 4,000 gallons of water per minute into the Firehole River. The sound is mesmerizing, a deep, steady exhalation of an ancient planet cooling itself. The beauty of Yellowstone's lower and midway geyser basins lies in their contrast. The lower basin is about rhythm, geysers pulsing and mud pots murmuring like instruments in an orchestra. The midway basin is about revelation, color, heat, and life colliding in patterns so vivid they seem unreal. Together, they remind us that we walk on a thin crust above a living world, one that never sleeps, one that still remembers what it means to create. And as the day fades and the mist thickens, you leave these basins with the humbling realization that you've just witnessed Earth not as a place, but as a being.